Hello, how you doing? Welcome back to some more Football Manager 2023 and another part of the Journeyman with Leeds United. Today we are back with our first match in the Champions League of the series, away from home against Monaco, before we take on Manchester City at home. Of course, the last time we beat Man City, we beat them by 8-0. So I'm looking forward to taking them on. I'm sure they're going to be looking for revenge from last time. And, well, as you can see by the league table on the left-hand side, things have got off to an okay start. Not brilliant, but we did do a little bit of transfer business before the window was up. We did manage to get that goalkeeper in, a 22-year-old Ukrainian goalkeeper, Ivan Zinoviev, who looks brilliant, to be fair. He's already 4-star ability. You know, he's going to be our first choice goalkeeper going forward. I want to give Lunin that chance again once he comes in, but to be fair, this guy has done very, very well so far in his 2 matches, has kept a clean sheet and only conceded the 1 goal. We did have an outgoing as well. Jose Manuel Olmo has joined Inter Milan on loan for the rest of the season, and they will pay £39 million for him at the end of the loan spell. So we will virtually get our money back for him. Wasn't a great signing, admittedly, but yeah, it is what it is. We move on, and it certainly was a tricky transfer window. Financially, we're in a lot of trouble, really. We've only got 60 million of transfer debt. Most of the rest of the debt is clubs' stupidity with loans and whatever. So, yeah, I mean, what we were told, we were told to spend as much money as possible when we came in, but if you look at the projection, this club is going to be in trouble, and it's feeling like the Leeds of old. So we have to keep performing well. We have to certainly maintain our Premier League status, or this club could very much go into the oblivion over the next few years, looking at the finances. But hopefully a good performance in the Champions League will give us a little bit more revenue, a little bit more commercial revenue as well. But start of the season has been okay. We have only lost a couple of matches since you were last with me, which was a 3-0 victory against Chelsea. We drew nils each against West Ham and Leicester City, and then we went down 1-0 to Everton, losing our first home match of the season, which was a shame. And then most recently, we came back to form, 3-0 against Wolves, Peter Murray scoring 2 goals, and Burak Ince also on the score sheet there, meaning that currently we are in 9th position in the Premier League with 8 points from 6 games. You know, it's still very early days, but lots of matches coming up thick and fast, including a Roses derby in the EFL Cup, and then plenty of Champions League matches to get our teeth into over the next few matches. Our current league phase, our personal league phase, I suppose probably best to look on here more than anything else. If we go on to there, you can see the matches we're going to play Monaco today. Then we've got Trabzonspor in Turkey, Benfica at home, Barcelona at home as well, Mönchengladbach, of course, who we played in the Europa Conference League a couple of years ago and beat those over 2 legs. Astana, who are from Kazakhstan, so that should be a match that we win, I imagine, but it is away in Kazakhstan, which is going to be tough. Then we've got a home match against Dortmund before finishing off against Real Madrid, away from home, managed by Patrick Vieira, of all people. So it is going to be tough. We've got lots of tough teams to play off against, but I have got a confidence about us. I think we could potentially finish in that top 8. Now, looking at the previous years, you're looking at needing probably 5 victories out of 8 to get yourself through automatically to the next round. But anyone in the top 24 will qualify for the playoff, if you like. So the top 24 go into the knockout stage, of which you probably need 8 points. So I think we can do that fairly comfortably, if I'm honest with you. And we might even push automatic qualification if we are at our best against the likes of Barcelona at home. We usually do play our best football against the very best teams. So I don't know. I've got a bit of a confidence that we can do it this time around. But yeah, do let me know in the comments section. Where do you think we're going to finish in the league phase, and how many points do you think we're going to take out of all of these matches? But yeah, without further ado, let's get ourselves into the squad performances. Top goal scorer is Peter Murray with 2 from 2 starts. That's been our big problem so far this year, has been goals. Jorge and Ince have got 2 assists each, and top average rating is currently Arthur Tiata with a 7.34. Obviously, it's going to be more than likely his last year at the football club. I don't think we're going to manage to get a contract in for him, because in January the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid are going to come in for him. Foreign clubs are going to snap him up. So yeah, well, it is what it is. There's nothing we can really do. But I think he's more valuable to us at the club, and letting him go for free than trying to cash in on him at this stage, because there's not £40 million worth of player that will replace the contribution he will make this season. So that's kind of the plan with that one, is just let his contract run down and he goes for free, which is a shame, but it is what it is. A couple of people have asked to see my training schedules. As I've said, I go with the same stuff all the time, really. I've made myself 8 training schedules, but what I have started doing is, in our weeks off, either doing a boot camp or around the Christmas period doing a full week of rest. Now, this will possibly come back to bite us, particularly this one here, because that is during a week when the FA Cup will happen. But we did it last year and it was very, very successful. And I think just letting everybody catch their breath, having a week on holiday, essentially, I think is what we need at some points of the season. So you can see I've got lots of those little weeks of rest popped in there throughout the season. Staff-wise, somebody asked to see our staff recently. You can see most of our appointments have been very, very solid. I have just left that up to the director of football now, so you can see we have got some of the best in the Premier League in terms of our coaching, which is really, really helping. I think we could improve with fitness, but essentially, we're the second best in all of these departments, I believe. So, we're either the best or the second best, along with Liverpool. Down here is where we could improve our medical and recruitment team, more than likely. Into the under-21s, you can see that's where we could be a little bit better with that. We may well just get rid of all of our youth staff next summer, because that is somewhere that we are struggling, although our under-18 coaching is getting better and better as we progress, which is good to see. Quick preview of the youth candidates. We have only got one striker coming in at the moment, but he's not looking very, very good at this point. Head of youth development, is he any good? Adam Underwood. He does look pretty good, actually. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep abreast of those things and trying to keep those going. Some people were asking, how do you go about doing player signings? Well, this is what I've been doing, essentially, because at this point of the save, there's no players that I know anymore, really, other than very old people. So I tend to go into scouted players, sort it by ability. If I need anything else through that, I can sort of dumb that down a little bit, looking at potential. And essentially, I'm looking for transfer values that I can afford. Most of these at the moment are not good, but Gavi looks like somebody that we could potentially attract to the club, which would be pretty awesome in January, but we don't have the money to do it. But he does look very, very good for Manchester City, and it's crazy that he would be interested in joining us. But anyway, enough of the rambling. Let's get ourselves into this match against Monaco. We are going to play the way that we always do, with the 4-2-3-1 gegenpress. It worked very well for us last season, particularly against the big teams. So I want to go into our first Champions League match and give that a go. I'm going to put my headphones on as well, because we're going to get our first taste of Champions League music. And let's get ourselves into it. It's Zino. I said it perfectly before. Zinoviev. There you go. Zinoviev in goal, with Santos, Mbere, Tiara and Sopi in defence. Casadei and Kone will start in the midfield, with Navarro, Ince and Jorge starting behind Peter Murray up top. Quite a few injuries at the moment. Mizagin's going to be out for 2 weeks. Obviously, Lunan's still out for a couple of weeks. Ramadani's going to be out for a week or so. Namaso has been out recently. Nat Wallbank is also injured, and Aquino will probably be leaving in January after we fail to register him for the Champions League. He is registered for the Premier League, so it's sort of the opposite of what we had with Emilio Lara last year, but it is what it is. And Aquino, I think, has been very nicely replaced with the likes of Michael Robinson and Mbete. But let's get ourselves into the action. We have got a few youth products on the bench just to bulk it out a little bit, give them a bit of experience as well. So we'll give them some squad numbers, and yeah, let's get into it. It is the Champions League. They've only selected 9 substitutes, interestingly. Myron Boadu is playing for them. He's a name that I remember from last year's Football Manager. Other than that, I don't really recognise them. It looks like they're playing a very defensive formation, a sort of 3-4-3, but very defensive. But let's see what we can do. Let's say go out there and impress us. Trust you to make the difference. I have faith in you. Pick up where you left off for Peter Murray. And here we go. Let's get ourselves into the Champions League. Very good, very good. And we are ready and raring to go in Monaco. And hopefully we can smash them out of the park. That's what we want to do. And surprise them in Europe. Obviously, we've probably got a bit of second season syndrome going on in the Premier League. But in Europe, we should be able to take them by surprise. Here's Fofana now on the ball with a shot, and it's over the bar. Disappointing to see not so many Leeds fans in the arena, and only actually an 8,000 attendance. That's pretty poor for the Champions League, you would say. I'm sure Elland Road will be absolutely packed. Here's Soppy, gets it to Ince. Now Tiara loses it, but who was that? I think that was Ince getting it back. Here's Zinoviev, gets it to Casadei. Here's Thiago Santos on the right-hand side. Santos back to Navarro on the right-hand side now. He's pushing forward. Gets it back to Thiago Santos. He's got it to Casadei. Here's Navarro. Navarro's going to whip it in. He gets it in towards Murray. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake from the goalkeeper, but from the defender, but the goalkeeper makes up for it. It's cleared. Here's Tiara with the header. Gets it to Casadei. Now Thiago Santos. Well and very composed on the ball. Monaco, not so much. Here's Navarro. Whips it in towards Peter Murray, who should have done better, really, from that position. But we certainly looked the better team in this first half, and I think that's something to be very positive about as we head into half-time. Now then, let's put our hands on our hips and say if we can get a goal, we will be favourites to win. That is, I think that's definitely fair. There's a couple of players not at their best today, so we can make some changes very, very shortly. But here's Burak Ince. He whips it in towards Casadei with a header, and it's off the line. Now here's Corday with the shot, hits the post, and now Burak Ince loses it, and it is cleared. And it's time to get rid of the headphones. Maybe they're not so lucky this year. Last year they were the lucky headphones. But Newcastle winning their match, and you don't want to be left behind in the group stage. We're going to give Vitinha a chance. He usually turns up for big matches. Ince is going to come off for Malaman. And who else isn't playing well? I mean, Casadei not doing great. I'm going to bring Mariano. Am I going to bring... Yeah, I'm going to bring Mariano on because he's a wonder kid. Yeah, all these players are pretty nervous, which is a shame. Let's give them a team talk. We don't often do this. But, yeah, there's no pressure on you tonight. That's good. So we've composed them down. Half an hour to go then in this match. Can Vitinha grab us a goal right at the end of this match to get us 3 points in the league phase? And yeah, I'm still undecided on this Champions League format. Obviously more matches, but probably higher quality matches. Here's Boadu with a chance. Boadu, that's terrible from him. You'd expect a lot more from Myron Boadu. Now, how old is he? He is 30 years old now, so I suppose he's getting on a little bit. Right, 15 minutes to go. We're certainly not going to make a defensive change at this point. Aronson's going to come on for Navarro, and Jorge is going to come off. We're going to put Vitinha there, and we're going to put him up front. And let's just say, hands together. Yeah, here we go. Inspired, Aronson was. I don't usually use those team talks. Bringing them on. Oh, no! We have conceded 10 minutes from the end. And that has changed everything, really. That's AS Monaco's first big opportunity. We have got a free kick here, and it's going to be Malman, who we know has got high free kick take, and this is his sort of range. And what a first free kick to score! William Malman has put it into the back of the net with a fabulous free kick there, and he has put us 1-0 up, or back into 1-1 territory. That is just a terrific curled effort. It's awesome that we've got somebody that can score free kicks again, because we've went so long without that. And well, now we will definitely take the point, you would say, but we might have a late chance here. Or could we potentially give it away to Monaco? Well, the ball's being given away. They've got it. They're the ones that have the chance here. 1 minute to go. Ball over the top. Tiata back to the goalkeeper nicely. Now Zinoviev to Mbete. Building from the back. Here's Thiago Santos. What can he do with it down this right-hand side? He's lost it again. Now here's Jens to Kamara. Diakabi. Emery. Forward. Oh no, the keeper's... Oh my God, that was terrible. It might be offside though. VAR is checking it. Oh, what was the keeper doing? Oh, that was just terrible. And it was Boadu who was first to react. And Monaco have beaten us in our first Champions League game. Well, that wasn't great. Yeah, I mean, that will send us to 24th in the Champions League table. And that's the sort of match that if we wanted to qualify automatically, we needed to get something out of it. And we haven't managed that now. So we've got some big games coming up. Trabzonspor, Benfica. I would expect that they are matches that we can win, probably should win. And then, Barcelona, that's going to be a massive match. That's probably going to be the next episode, to be honest with you. Or maybe Crystal Palace, Benfica, because Crystal Palace are a Champions League side as well. So there's lots of massive matches coming up, but we need to get our head back in the game now and beat Man City, hopefully. Okay, a couple of changes for this match against Man City then. We have brought in Malman onto the right-hand side as a replacement for Navarro, who's struggling for match fitness. And Vitinha will return up top because he does like a good old big game. We are going to put Namaso on the bench instead of Crouch. And all of that looks pretty good. So let's get into it then. As I say, you know, it's a match I'm looking forward to, because we absolutely smashed Man City at the Etihad. So you've got to say we've got to be favourites here. And fingers crossed, this will be the turning point of our season. We've had a team meeting beforehand. Everybody's pulling in the same direction. But weirdly, manager support is just getting worse and worse as time goes on, which I'm not really sure why, considering, you know, we finished third in the Premier League last season. We've done a very good job at... it's a penalty, Jeff. It's a penalty, Jeff. We've done a very good job at Leeds United, so I don't really know why they're so annoyed with us, but it is what it is. We got the support of the board, which is good, and the fans, they're happy. It's just the players that aren't. Here's Haaland. He steps up and makes it 1-0 to Man City, so... they'll be looking for 8-0 revenge of their own. We've got to be slightly aware of that, and we can't be, you know, giving them easy opportunities like that. But fingers crossed, we can turn it around. I wonder if that was Haaland's 10th goal of the season already. I didn't read what that was. I seen something at the bottom of the screen. I thought it said 100th goal for Man City, but he must have scored a lot more than that. Here's Declan Rice. Oh, it's a great save. Great save by Zinoviev there. And, you know, that's a big decision for us of whether he's now our number one goalkeeper after becoming a £24 million signing. Or do we turn back to Andre Lunin, who was Golden Glove winner last year? It's all sort of decisions at the moment that are very, very tough to think about. But, Man City definitely looking the better team at the moment. This is much more their level of performance that you would imagine. And that's a good ball forward from Soppy. Here's Burakins, gets it. Oh, it's an own goal. And it was Mitrofanov that puts it into the back of his own net. Malman would have been waiting there anyway, who has picked up a knock, so we are going to put Navarro on that right-hand side after all. Even though he's not fully match fit, I think he's a better option than Brendan Aronson in that position. Burakins not having the best of games, but 1-1 at half-time, and again, I think we can win this. We'll say we've been the better team. I know we're lying with that. Man City have definitely been the better team. But if we can keep the boys happy and maybe get a goal at the start of the second half, that would be a big help. Santos gets it forward to Navarro, who loses it. He's had a poor start of the season as Edgar Navarro. It's a bit of a shame for him, but, you know, form is temporary, class is permanent, all of that good stuff. Here's Kimmich on the right-hand side for Manchester City. Good tackle by Jorge, who's lost it. And now Man City pushing forward. Look at the gap developing. And here's Lamberti. And here's Haaland. 2-0. 2-0. The ref potentially looking at offside, but I don't think it was. I certainly don't think it was. Nope. It was a goal. And... yep, 11th goal of the season already. Haaland's pretty good, isn't he? Still the best player in the Premier League according to the stats. And Manchester City are 2-1 up now. Do we need to start thinking about whether Leeds are going to throw us under the bus? I'm going to put Nat Wallbank up top, you know. I don't actually think Peter Murray will score, so yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to swap them two round. Yeah, here we go then. Something a little bit different. somebody that's motivated to do well in Wallbank. And he might become a hero here. He's certainly scored a lot of goals in the reserve level. It's very different to Manchester City. Oh, great save off the post. What a save off the line that was. That was pretty ridiculous, wasn't it? I'd love to see that again. Yeah, I mean, that was just a bonkers save. We didn't get to see much of it, but yeah, maybe he is going to be our number one goalkeeper. That was just insane. 2 fabulous saves. And here's Walton. I thought Wallbank was going to have a chance, but couldn't get on to the end of it. Here's Mbete now. Gets it to Soppy. Oh, and this is a big problem. Mizogen has been a big loss on that left-hand side. Here's Soppy. Gets it to Jorge now to Aronson. Aronson to Casadei. Casadei forward to Wallbank. Who turns? Who shoots? Oh, he hits the bar. Oh, that was so close. Oh, that would have been absolute perfection if he'd scored that. Oh, my word. Right, 20 minutes to go here. Come on. Let's do this. Let's try and get ourselves a draw here. Mitrofanov. Oh, excellent tackle by Jorge. Here's Gavi. Jorge got the tackle, but Rodrigo with the shot over the bar. That was close. That was very, very close. Oh, now here's Zvonyev. Beautiful ball to Jorge. That's over the top towards Edgar Navarro. What a chance for Navarro. Not good enough, though. And Jorge is doing his best, bless him. Here's Aronson now. Rare chance for him. Here's Wallbank. Gets it to Navarro. Navarro back to Aronson. And that is a corner kick. This is where you want Tiata in the box. It's going to be Jorge with the corner into the middle. It's Casadei now. Last chance saloon. Casadei with a shot and it's in. It's in. Edison made the mistake. And Cesare Casadei has put it into the back of the net. And it is now 2s each. Wow. I mean, that was a quick corner. Headed away by Haaland. Casadei back to Jorge. Then Casadei with a shot. And that, yeah, that's a poor bit of goalkeeping. Wow. Putting a Masso on now. And well, there you go. 2s each at the end of the match. I think we'll take that, you know. That was that was a point I wasn't expecting to get. But things definitely starting to be on the slide a little bit in terms of our performance levels. Now, we were like this at the start of last season. You know, we drew a lot of matches. We had runs of it. I'd like to see where we were at this point last season. So let's just filter it to the Premier League and see where we're at. So 2 wins and 3 draws. So that takes you to 9 points. This time last season, we had 3 wins and 3 draws. So what were we on? 12 points. So we're not that far behind where we were last season. We've got some decent games coming up, fingers crossed. And I'm just hoping that we can get back on track, because it is a job I'm enjoying. You know, I think we can eventually take this team to Champions League glory. I think that they are that good. Certainly some of the players, you know, have got great potential to become world beaters. And yeah, it would be a shame to be missing out on that going forward. But there you go. We will be back. We've had a sticky start of the season, but we will be back for the Crystal Palace and Benfica game next time out. And then we'll probably do Liverpool and Barcelona, and then maybe Man United and Astana. Yeah, you know, there's plenty of matches that we will be showing this season. It's probably going to be a lot of episodes long. And fingers crossed we can get our first Champions League win against Trabzonspor in the in-betweening matches until the next episode. But if you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more Football Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.